This man called me and he introduced himself to me, himself personally. And I wondered then, how did he get my number? Hey everybody, I'm Kenaya Brunson's mom. Y'all want to call her the side chick who was messing with a married man. But anyways, I'm Jennifer. I'm her mother. And I see a lot of stuff on here where y'all bashing me as the mother, bashing her as being the side chick. And y'all feel like, I guess, as if that we're not taking into consideration of all aspects of it. I also see that y'all sit here and y'all say that we knew about it, we was okay with it.
A man paid to get her car fixed. Hours later, he shot her and set her body on fire in an alley. That's not a contradiction. That's exactly how Sultan Sharif operated. Kenaya Brunson was 20. He was 53, married, with a criminal record stretching back over 3 decades before she ever met him. A week before she died, he called her mother, a woman he'd never spoken to, just to say he wanted to be done with her daughter. Then he made sure of it.
When I found out about this man called me the Saturday, as a matter of fact, before her murder. And he introduced himself to me, himself personally.
A witness who happened to drive by that night is the only reason anyone knows what really happened in that car. This is the story of a relationship built entirely on secrecy, a phone call that should have been a warning, and a man who chose to end a life rather than face the truth. Kenaya grew up in Milwaukee, surrounded by people who actually paid attention to her. Her mother, Jennifer, her father, Shante, a stepfather, Cameron, who was part of the picture too. She called her mom multiple times a day, not because anything was wrong, just to talk. That's not a detail thrown in to make her sound perfect. People who knew her keep bringing it up unprompted, which tells you something. She didn't set out to do hair and makeup for a living. She was thinking orthodontics, maybe veterinary school. Then she helped a friend get ready for a wedding, realized she was good at it, and pointed her whole future in a new direction. Beauty school, a plan, something she was building. None of that explains how she ended up with Sultan Sharif. Nobody in her life can say exactly how they met. What's on record is who he was, 53 years old, married, and sitting on 13 convictions going back to 1989. A criminal history longer than Kenaya had been alive, fully in place before she ever crossed his path. The relationship ran on his terms from the start. He decided when they saw each other, working around his own marriage and his own schedule. He made sure she understood the arrangement. Nobody finds out. And in the same breath, he made her feel like she mattered, which is a fairly standard trick, and it worked well enough to keep her in it. The people around Kenaya noticed the shift before anyone knew why. She started backing out of plans, always on her phone, suddenly full of reasons she couldn't make it. When friends asked what was going on, she shut it down. Not annoyed, closed, like the conversation wasn't happening. Then, in September, she found out Sharif was going after other women behind her back. She'd had enough. She started writing out what she planned to say to his wife, word for word, and told her best friend exactly what she was about to do. Somehow, Sharif found out. A reasonable man in that position goes home, has the uncomfortable conversation, deals with the consequences of his own choices. Sharif called Kenaya's mother instead, a woman he had never met, whose number he had no obvious way of getting. "I want to be done messing with your daughter, but she's reaching out to my wife." Jennifer's first question wasn't about the relationship. It was simpler than that. How did this man get her phone number in the first place? He'd introduced himself personally, like he was doing her a favor.
This man called me and he introduced himself to me, himself personally. And I wondered then, how did he get my number? Hey everybody, I'm Kenaya Brunson's mom. Y'all want to call her the side chick who was messing with a married man. But anyways, I'm Jennifer. I'm her mother. And I see a lot of stuff on here where y'all bashing me as the mother, bashing her as being the side chick. And y'all feel like, I guess, as if that we're not taking into consideration of all aspects of it. I also see that y'all sit here and y'all say that we knew about it, we was okay with it. I feel like my daughter was my best friend, but obviously she wasn't I was not her best friend. And I would say that because I feel like a best friend would have told you something like that. Just because I feel like that I can open up to her and tell her everything that's going on in my life. Obviously, that didn't mean that she felt the same way. So it was a one-way street, first off. And second off, I want to know, why do y'all feel like that your child can't be your best friend? If you kept that baby in your stomach, talked to that baby before that baby even came out, and then when the baby did come out, still talk to that baby about things that nobody else knows and nobody else would never know. How come that's not your best friend, for starters? Second off, her mother never needed her to go out here and try to get money for nobody to provide for her mom. Kenaya's mom never was on welfare. Mom was not one of those people. Kenaya's mom kept a job, a roof over their head, and had dressed them with nice clothes, whether a man was around or not. Second off, Kenaya was in a great home, while y'all trying to say that her home environment was the reason that she ran out there doing whatever she was doing. Listen, our parents can teach us and tell us everything they want to tell us until our head is black and blue, till their head is black and blue. But that does not mean that we're going to go out here and listen to them. I want y'all to honestly tell me, how many people do you know honestly did the things that that their parents told them to do and stuck with it? Because me, I can be honest. My great auntie raised me. And she always told me, don't have kids before you get married. Don't have sex before you get married. Make sure the man has this, the man has that. But did I listen to her? Even though I was raised in a perfect home, ain't want for nothing, had everything a kid could ever want or need. Big Christmases, big nice house owned with a football field to play in, big backyard with apple trees, pear trees, peach trees, grapevines. So at the end of the day, I still didn't listen to what she told me. So I just don't understand how y'all sitting here bashing her family, bashing me, when in reality, it's girls right now that's 20 years old with 50, 60-year-old men. And y'all okay with that. Why? Y'all okay with it because they're not married and they're totally into that girl? But does that make that right? No, it doesn't. It doesn't make it right at all that a 20-year-old is with a 50, 60-something-year-old. So, with that being said, I was never told that my daughter was messing with this man. When I found out about this man called me the Saturday, as a matter of fact, before her murder. And he introduced himself personally. And I wondered then, how did he get my number? But he got my number obviously from my daughter, because he probably lied and told her he wanted to talk about something else. And then y'all sit there and say she got what she deserved and he wanted to be with his wife and leave her alone. I can't understand how he wanted to leave her alone when the day of her murder, he called her to get her car fixed. It's all in a criminal complaint. She went to a garage to get her car fixed. He paid the person in the garage to fix her car. That doesn't sound like a person that wants to be done with someone. That doesn't sound like a person that don't want to be with you anymore. A person that totally don't want to be with you, they're not going to call you to have your car fixed. They're not going to pay the people to fix your car before you even pull up. That's all in a criminal complaint. So you people have no clue of what y'all talking about. And here it is going to be 3 months later. This 24th of December will be 3 months this girl been gone. Y'all won't let her rest. Y'all won't let her rest in peace when the world is still going on after her death. And everything that she's did is still going on right now. And y'all okay. Y'all okay. Y'all okay with seeing other people dealing with this. The only problem y'all has is that she got murdered. You know, it's just terrible. It's terrible. It's stupid. And some of you married people, y'all sitting here acting like y'all holier than thou, when y'all not. I'm a married person. I just been married a whole year. But one thing I'm not going to do is tolerate that my man is running around the city and I'm sitting in the house and don't know what he doing. Because you got to blame her. Because how was your man able to do that? Why? Because he's whining and dining you and paying for things that you have and taking care of you? That's silly. That's silly business. Like, it's just, I don't get it. Now, here's a video from me talking my shit, and I'm going to make some more videos. Because the narrative that you guys have out there and the headlines that you're saying about this girl, it's not true. It's not true. And then when somebody say something about it, then y'all want to know the truth. How you want to know the truth, but you won't hear exploring the truth as to what you think it is? Everybody has different headlines saying different things that's not even in a criminal complaint. And then the criminal complaint that we have, it's a criminal complaint, true enough, but it could change at any point. It's an investigation, a still ongoing investigation that could change anything in there. So then what y'all gonna do? Y'all gonna go back and say, hey, I made this video, but it wasn't all the way right. Now we got the facts. You do all that just for likes? You do all that just for somebody to get on your page to talk or say something? You people need help. Y'all really do. Y'all really do. It's just rude and it's reckless. And y'all don't have no decency of her family. Don't you think that her family, if her family knew that this was going on, her family would have been got on this man's case? That man probably already would have been gone if her family knew that his old self, older than her mom, almost her granddaddy, her mom's dad age, was messing around with her. He kept himself hid. He kept himself hid. And another thing, Kenaya lived in her own house. Kenaya had her own car. Kenaya's whole house was furnished. Kenaya was living her own life that her mother and her father would never have known about. Yeah, we went over there to visit, but we never seen this man. And y'all keep trying to bash us as a family of something that two individuals, the only two, know what really happened. You know, I just don't get it. I really don't get it at all. And I do want some answers. And I'm so upset to even see that y'all talk the way y'all talk in these comments. And then y'all insinuating that I needed this man for anything? No, Kenaya's mom never needed no man for anything. Nothing. She always went to work. She always raised her daughter and her son to know, don't live off of nobody. Can't nobody do nothing more for you than you can do for yourself. She was in a positive home. Very positive. But ain't no home perfect. Because at the end of the day, y'all sit there and talk all that stuff about people's homes and they need to have a different mom or father figure. But it's rich kids that's living in rich houses and positive homes with positive parents and everything. And do you know that those spoiled kids go out here and shoot up high schools, shoot up elementaries, killing their parents? So tell me, please, what's supposed to be a good home? Y'all don't even know y'allself. Y'all just running y'all mouth because y'all got one to run. But y'all honestly need to tell the truth and look at the truth. Like, dig deep down in your heart. God gave us all common sense. No, her actions wasn't okay. I ain't never saying that they was. But that's my daughter. And I don't care what y'all say and how y'all feel about it. She's going to always be my daughter. You live and you learn. And unfortunately, she didn't get to learn. But all of you is making mistakes every day, all day. And y'all living and y'all learning from y'all mistakes. Y'all messing with married men. Y'all messing with married women. And then to say know your place, a lot of these married people ain't telling you that they married or they got somebody. They letting you find out on your own when you getting your head bust, when people calling your phone, playing on your phone. Like, come on now. Y'all need to get it together. This ain't gonna be the only video that you see me post about my daughter. It's not. Just know. Y'all need to get y'all lives together.
Surveillance from Kenaya's apartment building had already caught his car circling the parking lot, sometimes late at night, sometimes early in the morning. After she blocked his number, he started calling from others. Her coworkers at the salon noticed a car parked across the street, someone just sitting inside, watching the entrance. So by the time he was on the phone with her mother, this wasn't a warning sign. It was one more, stacked on top of several he'd already given her. On September 24th, Kenaya left her apartment around 7:30 that evening. Surveillance caught her walking out. By every account, she believed she was going to sit down with Sharif one last time and close this chapter for good. Earlier that same day, Sharif had paid to get her car fixed. Whether that's what convinced her this could end peacefully, a conversation, not a confrontation, nobody will ever know for certain. What's confirmed is that hours before he killed her, this man picked up a phone, called a garage, and paid for the repair himself.
I wasn't even there 30 minutes and they called and told me her car was found. And I knew then, at that point, like something happened to her. She was everything to me. She was everything. And this is the most hurtful feeling.
Make of that what you want. It doesn't buy him a shred of sympathy for what came next. By 8:45 that night, Kenaya and Sharif met up at a spot he'd chosen. Not a restaurant, not somewhere with cameras or witnesses by design. His choice. Around 9:12, a man named Carvister Carver was driving through the area. He'd known Sharif for years. He noticed his car parked at an odd angle, and something told him to go take a closer look. It's the kind of instinct most people talk themselves out of. Carver didn't. When he got close enough to see inside, Sharif had Kenaya restrained, a knife at her throat. Carver tried to step in. Sharif pulled a weapon on him instead and drove off with Kenaya still in the car. Carver called 911 immediately and stayed on the line, giving dispatchers a description of the vehicle and a partial license plate. First responders reached the location he'd described by 9:30. Sharif and Kenaya were already gone. The next morning, a man named Justin Fields was in his kitchen making breakfast when he noticed smoke coming from the alley behind his house. He assumed someone was burning trash until the smoke kept getting thicker and something about it didn't sit right with him. He went outside to check. What he found made him call 911 right away. Medical examiners confirmed it was Kenaya. She'd been shot and her body set on fire. Her car turned up separately, abandoned nearly a mile from the alley. A detail that looked random until investigators realized the distance was deliberate. Put enough space between the two locations, and maybe nobody connects them. Somebody did. Detectives moved fast, tying the car, the alley, and the physical evidence back to Sharif. When they went to confirm where he'd been that night, his wife gave them an answer. Home, with her, all night. That story didn't hold up long. Cell phone records placed Sharif's phone exactly where the attack happened. Security cameras from his own neighborhood showed his car leaving the driveway around 7 p.m. and not returning until after midnight. When investigators laid that out for his wife, she changed her story. Sharif had called her after it was done and told her exactly what to say if police came asking. So the solid alibi lasted right up until someone checked it. Not exactly a criminal mastermind. Phone records also showed Sharif called his brother-in-law, Johnny Hopgood, almost immediately after killing Kenaya. Hopgood showed up within minutes. Together, they moved her body to the alley near Keith Avenue and Palmer Street and set it on fire. Then Sharif went home. As far as he was concerned, that was that. It wasn't. When police sat him down, he talked. A lot. He described the relationship as something casual, something he was helping her through, brought up her having just gotten out of jail, framed himself as the responsible one in the situation. When confronted with a police report describing a struggle in his car that same night, he denied it outright, insisting he'd simply sat on her to calm her down. When asked about the blood investigators knew was there, he downplayed it. A cut on her finger. Nothing more, he said, while the records said otherwise. At one point, asked directly what happened, he called her a good person. Then, in the same conversation, said he'd never do anything to hurt her. Both things were true right up until they weren't. He hadn't planned for cell towers. He hadn't planned for a neighbor's cameras. He hadn't planned for a wife willing to protect herself once the evidence made protecting him a losing bet. Every version of the story he offered lasted exactly as long as it took someone to check it against a phone record. By the time prosecutors brought the case to a grand jury, they had more than 300 separate pieces of evidence.
And how did you know to meet her at Milwaukee?
I had talked to her earlier, right before getting off work. She had said something about she wanted to go to a party. She needed a few dollars to go to a party, some color party.
Okay.
Basically.
All right. And then who's this Kenaya girl to you?
We just friends, basically. Kind of like a couple of years. We had messed around before. Not really messed around now. No. Just really just trying to help her out, get her on the right path, basically. You know, just she just got out. Kind of, she just. It's always something, you know.
Okay.
It's always
One of those girls.
always something happened to the car. I'm stranded. I got kicked out of my house. Living in my car. You know.
Okay. So you said you met her about 2 years ago?
No, it was a couple of years ago. Roughly 3 years ago.
3 years ago? Okay. And how did you guys meet?
I think Facebook, if I can remember.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it's
Okay. And then you guys said kind of been, romantically involved over the years?
no, just a couple of times.
Couple times?
That was it.
Okay. Okay. And then, what's your relationship like? Outside of
Like
being
kind of
on
like what I just said. She just wants, she's a younger girl, so she just wants to things, just things. They just, that's gas money, just basically things.
Okay.
It's we were cool. It was a time when me and my wife were kind of not seeing eye to eye or whatever.
Sure.
And that's kind of how it kind of transpired with she and I. She started talking, just companionship, just for a little while. You know what I'm saying? Just
Sure.
fun, maybe. I don't know, whatever you want to call
Yeah.
it.
Something different?
Perhaps.
Okay. All right. So explain you guys' relationship a little bit more, just so we have an understanding. So we understand you guys met on Facebook like 3 years ago or so.
Again, she just always have this thing, so I'm always trying to help her get it. Have to get a job. She's supposed to start today,
Okay.
Monday. And back at town, just trying to help her get on her feet. Gave her money to get her a place. Just last week.
Okay.
So it's just trying to help her. She's she's got potential. She's a smart, bright kid. And I like her. You know what I'm saying? She wanted to go to the Nike outlet.
Okay.
And I said, can we do this later? So I said, she gets upset. What do you mean, can we do this later? You promised me, girl. I know what I said. They ain't over. I said, I'll take you later. I don't want to go here. You said that you always do this to me. I said, no, really? Really? She rolled the window up on me. So I'm just sitting there looking at her. And I say, so really? She cracked the window and looked at me. What? And then, so I said, all right, I'll talk to you later then. But other than that, she pulled off.
Okay.
I talked to her for a brief moment. And then she decided she wanted
In the alley or on the phone?
on the spot. Then she decided she wants to block me.
Okay.
But she do that anyway.
So she left from 12th Street in her car, and then you left in your car.
Yes.
Okay. Do you mind opening it up, showing us the calls and messages that you had with Kenaya?
I think I only got just the stuff and then we're talking about the thing because of course I don't want my wife to see it and my phone is dead. So
Put it on the charger real quick, just
Okay. So you deleted the messages in the call log between
my wife had saw the message before, so I didn't want to.
your wife views your phone every once in a while, keeps tabs on you.
You don't want to know.
Yeah, well, such is life.
But yeah,
Okay. Okay. So, what about the tire shop or the car shop?
I'm sorry.
What's that?
We said, what about right now?
I said, what about the tire car shop on Saturday?
But I'm sorry, what you mean?
October 2022, Sultan Sharif was formally charged with first-degree homicide and mutilating a corpse. Bond was set at $500,000. Johnny Hopgood was charged as well, bond set at $50,000. Then came the part nobody warns families about: the waiting. A year passed before Sharif ever stood trial, not because anyone dropped the ball. Court records point to a backlog left over from the pandemic, pushing the date back again and again. For Kenaya's family, that meant marking her death anniversary with pink balloons in a Milwaukee park instead of a verdict. Still no answers. Still waiting. The trial finally started in December 2023. Over 8 days, prosecutors laid it out piece by piece. Carver's account of what he saw that night, the digital trail connecting Sharif to the scene, and his wife's admission on record that she'd lied to protect him. 8 days was enough. The jury came back guilty on all charges. On February 15th, 2024, Judge David Swanson sentenced Sharif to life in prison without parole, plus an additional 12 years. He will not be eligible for release. Johnny Hopgood's outcome looked nothing like it. Because he cooperated, his charges got reduced. He pleaded guilty and walked away with time served and 10 years of probation for helping burn a body. Whatever you think that's worth, it's a reminder that the system rewards cooperation over accountability, even in a case like this one. Strip away the headlines.
It's just terrible that someone could go through that, and then to know that they probably went through it by themselves and not had me or her brother or my husband or anyone that she knew that could be there, you know, at a time like this.